18 minutes past 8 o'clock on a sure happy it's Tuesday, 26th day of May. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Joyce. Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Randy and Keith. And we want to encourage you this morning to, I pushed the wrong button. Stop trying to please everyone. If they love you, that's great. If not, oh well. Next time you complain about the price of gas, stop and be thankful you own a car. Next time you complain about a messy house, stop and give thanks you have a family to make the mess. Next time you complain about the boss, stop and give thanks that you have a job. Live each day with an attitude of gratitude, and you will be on your way to a happier life. You heard about the engineer that died and went to hell? You didn't. He's hot and miserable. He decides to take action. The air conditioning's been busted. He fixes it. Things cool down quickly. The moving walkway motor is jammed. He unjabs it. People can get from place to place easier. TV grainy and uncleared. He fixed the connection to the satellite dish, and now they get hundreds of high-definition channels. One day, God decides to look down on hell to see how his grand design is working out. He noticed everybody's happy and enjoying umbrella drinks. He asks the devil, what's up? The devil says, things are great down here since you sent us an engineer. Says, what? No, I didn't send you an engineer. Must be a mistake. Send him upstairs immediately. Devil says, no way. We want to keep our engineer. We like him. God replies, if you don't send him to me immediately, I'll sue. Devil laughs and says, where are you going to get a lawyer? Yeah. Okay. We had to lighten things up this morning. Apparently not light enough for this crowd. Ely Mayor Nathan Robertson. It's a fun way to start the day. Anyway, he is here to talk about some of the things that are going on in the city and how are things going in regard to getting things back under control.
Back under control?
Well, I mean, getting things reopened as
getting things reopened.
Yeah, getting them back to normal is what I meant to say.
Well, barring any further information, City Hall should be open next week, as should our parks, or the playground equipment at parks and things of that nature. The governor should be speaking tonight at 5:30.
And we will have that for you here on the Nevada Talk Network. We will interrupt the truck race to bring that to you. We do have the NASCAR truck.
Sure.
We have all this NASCAR this week.
They're doing it without people in
people in the stands.
Yeah.
We had Sunday's Cup race. We had yesterday's Xfinity race. We have tonight's truck race.
Sure.
And we will interrupt that for the governor. And then tomorrow another Cup race.
Wow. A lot of races.
A lot of races.
Well, that's good.
Get people back in the spirit,
Well, and we're hoping that tonight he will be talking about, hopefully opening more of the economy up and more businesses. He's alluded to opening casinos in June 4th, which is pretty close here. So, fingers crossed.
There you go. Budget. You deal with that this week.
Yeah, the city and county both deal with that this week to finalize our budgets.
And that will be in your meeting on Thursday, 5:30. Still social distancing.
5 o'clock.
Oh, it's 5 o'clock meeting. The budget comes up at 5:30.
Yep.
So, tight?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about the city's plan. We've been really proactive in coming up with what we can do to make sure that the city makes it financially through the next year, and I think we've got a good plan.
The governor has basically ruled out any new taxes, and I guess, that since all of that rolls downhill, not much you can do here either, huh?
No, not much, and I don't know that there's much that we have to do immediately. We're always looking to make sure that we're collecting the taxes that are already on the books and making sure that we're using those as wisely as possible. And the city employees have, like I said, they've all taken a pretty substantial cut to make it through this next year, to make sure that we don't have to lay people off and that we can continue providing services to the community. So they're sacrificing quite a bit there.
Speaking of services, renegotiating fire EMS services between the city and county, and that's on the agenda to at least come up with a way to negotiate that.
Well, and that's already in the agreement that we do that. We're just asking to do it a little bit sooner.
Then was and I'm sure the county's going to go, yeah, we don't mind renegotiating this, but everybody wants a little less, to pay a little less, I guess.
Well,
that's true. Yeah,
it's true. And the fire department and the volunteers out in the county have been doing a wonderful job making this agreement work, as far as making sure people get responded to and emergencies get taken care of, and they have done an outstanding job. Just making sure that we logistically can keep doing this going forward from an administrative side is kind of our aim, and we appreciate the county's cooperation and support with that. And they've been great.
And as you said, this has worked apart from the beginning of everything.
Sure.
Everything.
I can't speak to that. I wasn't here, but
yeah.
the staff, and like I said, the staff and volunteers have done a wonderful job.
How difficult has it been for the city to collect landfill fees from people outside the city?
For the most part, it's not difficult. There are the occasional questions, and it's...
I mean, there are a number of liens on those properties.
There are a number of liens, you're right.
And,
And you can imagine it's confusing for people who live out, let's say, for example, way out in Spring Valley, and they get a bill from the city of Ely, and they go, why am I getting a bill from the city of Ely? I don't live in the city. And to understand that, you have to understand a little bit of the history, that this is a regional landfill that the city agreed to take over to help the county out decades ago. And so that's why it happens like that.
A very early example of interlocal cooperation,
right.
Interlocal agreements that actually has worked.
Mm-hmm. And we need to have a landfill in the county because it's hard to live in a place where you would have to truck your trash out to the next state or a different county. It would be wildly expensive, and there are people and communities in that situation in our country, and then they'll tell you that they pay out the nose for landfill. So the fact that we have an enterprise fund here that runs that runs the landfill.
I mean, look at California.
Yeah, even people in Reno say the same thing.
California was trying to truck their trash to Winnemucca.
Were they? Oh, no, I forgot about that.
You remember?
I remember
that. We were deeply involved in that years ago. People may not remember that, but we were. We are not California's landfill.
Right, and we're very fortunate to have one here that operates the way it does. And it's a balancing act. If you don't have a landfill, some people would tend to well, I'm not driving it to the next state. I'm just going to go drive it out into the hills and dump it. And you don't want that.
No. We have enough of that as it is.
You get enough of that as it is, but it costs money to run a landfill. And so if you're a property owner, you pay a landfill fee because your property value is based partly on the fact that there's a landfill close by that you can utilize.
And if there wasn't a landfill close by, the rates, the property values would be dramatically declined.
Quite possibly, yeah.
So, there you go. Those things are going on.
But for the most part, it goes okay.
Ely Mayor Nathan Robertson with us this morning on Daybreak, Nevada. Do we have anything? Yeah, that's an old...
See, in the city of Ely.
That's one of your
papers
old...
here, right?
Yeah. I that's I don't even remember what that is right now, but we were how smoothly have things gone since the opening, and do you think that there are ways that we can do better
since they started opening businesses again?
Yes.
I think it's gone incredibly smooth. When you look at other places, you really have to feel fortunate for the kind of people that we have living here and for the kind of community that we are. I mean, it could have gone a lot worse. There's always hiccups here and there, but for the most part, businesses have complied and people are still doing the best they can. And like I said, our goal is to make sure that our numbers stay good enough that we don't have to close again.
Apart from one single case involving a family of 3, we have had no cases that originated or were in this county. There was a 4th case, but that was just a truck driver driving through that happened to be tested here who hadn't exposed anybody, as far as we know. And
minimal exposure.
And so now that this has all come through, we continue to do well. And
there will come a time sooner or later where we will have community spread in in our neighborhoods here. But hopefully that will be contained based upon our behaviors, and our preparation from our health professionals here has been just fantastic, and they're prepared to take care of things, and I think we'll weather it quite well.
In the last minute we have here together, anything you want to remind people of or deal with here?
It's going to be hot this week.
Yes, which is a good thing.
It's time for spring.
Well, but I mean that supposedly the heat kills the virus, and so hopefully
it certainly helps.
Yeah,
it certainly helps.
And so people will get out, and we'll have the door open here in the morning because it gets incredibly hot in this studio.
Oh, you guys don't have air conditioning here?
We do, but
try not to use that.
We try not to use it as much as possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be a scorcher by the end of the week.
All righty.
Up to 90. So everybody take care and get out and enjoy your time, and have a great week.
Ely Mayor Nathan Robertson on Daybreak Nevada. Chris Barnes with USA Radio Network News. That's next, right here where Nevada comes to talk. Good morning.